Welcome to the NBA Pub Hub, Pub Sports Radio, Monday, November 15th, a brand new week, brand new money, hopefully for everybody, for us and for you guys watching out there. Ian Cameron, Dutch Boy Fresh, TROT Wham, ready to break down this Monday card. 11 games, no time to waste. Let's get right to it. We'll have Skee with us momentarily as well. The New Orleans Pelicans taking on the Washington Wizards. Washington, 4.5 point home favorites in this game, 207. The total, big move toward the under. It opened 213.5 down to 207 in this game. It looks like from the Pelicans, it looks like Brandon Ingram, who of course has been in and out most of the season, looks like he's good to go tonight. So good news there on that front. He did play the last game against Memphis, and it was a victory for the New Orleans Pelicans, 112-101. Final in that game. Washington on the flip side, wow, what a start to the year for the Wizards. 9-3 straight up, 8-4 against the spread. It's been a great start to the year for the Wizards. 4 straight wins, including a couple over the weekend. Beat Cleveland, beat Orlando 104-92. And they've taken the money here, 2.5 up to 4.5. Can't necessarily disagree. They're playing some good basketball. 4.5 now is getting up there, but I'm not ready to step in front of the Washington side right now. They're playing some great ball. I think the additions of Kuzma and KCP from the Lakers have given them a little more defense as well, a little bit more tenacity on the basketball court. So it's way more of a complete team, I think, right now, the Wizards, who really struggled on the defensive end of the basketball court last year, but they've certainly picked it up at that end as well. So I understand why the money's come in on Washington. They're a difficult team to fade right now, and I don't think they're going to keep up this pace. They're not going to be 9-3 and then 18-6 and then 27-9. They're not going to, win 9 of their 12 games, every single time moving forward. But still, for now, the Wizards playing some good basketball and just not really in a rush to fade them, especially with a team like the Pelicans on the other side. We'll let Skee just joined us. We'll let him settle in. We'll get to him after Dutch. Dutch, what do you think here? New Orleans, Washington.
Yeah, real quick. Salute to the ladies, gents, and D-gents out there. It's all love. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Be sure to hit the like button like I'm hitting this plane, a Skittle cake. Get you right where you need to be. Yeah, man. Nathan, I see you. Moses, I see you. Shout out to Ricky Bobby in the chat. Haven't seen you. I like the name Ricky Bobby. Like he said, 32 motherfuckers in the chat. All y'all motherfuckers hit the like button. Yeah, man. Well, we got Billy Briz in the back holding it down, so you know what to do. Backwood this motherfucker, my man. Yeah, man. Backwood this bitch. It's a clear backwood. There we go. Billy a little slow. We got it, though. Yeah, man. Backwood. And Bill's not playing tonight, so I'm not touching this game.
Poor Billy. Thrown under the bus 2 minutes into the show. That's just great.
Hey, that's my guy. That's my guy.
He's going to love working with us now behind the scenes. Skee, what do you think here? New Orleans and Washington.
That's some payback, I guess, for calling everybody old heads.
Right.
Washington and Pelicans. I don't want no parts of what the Pelicans are doing right now. And they're tired. They've been playing, it's their third game in 4 nights. The only person not tired is Ingram. And they've only won 2 games. They've only covered 2 games on the road. And the Wizards, they have 1 day's rest before their last game. But before that, I think they had 2 days off. So they're pretty well rested, even though Bill's not playing. And everybody else has been playing good. So I would be taking Washington in this one or pass. That's it. No way I'm looking at the Pelicans.
Yeah, and by the way, Bradley Beal will miss this game once again. It'll be a second straight game absent. He missed the Orlando game, but no problem. They won and covered without him. And I look at Spencer Dinwiddie for props tonight. In fact, I look at Spencer Dinwiddie because he's going to shoot the ball more. He's definitely put up points, and he's going to have to put up points with Bradley Beal out. Scored 23 in the victory against the Orlando Magic. So I lean Washington. I'm not betting Washington, but I lean that way. But I will be definitely betting the Spencer Dinwiddie over 19.5 points tonight in this game. And I think the Spencer Dinwiddie double-double at plus 360 is calling my name right now as well. You look at the last game, 23-11 against Orlando. You look at the game before that, 11-10 against Cleveland. Back-to-back games with a double-double for Spencer Dinwiddie, and now we're going to get him at plus 360 for a double-double tonight. Why not? No harm, no foul, putting a few bucks down on that. I think it's definitely something to look at in this game. We got Wham here. Boston. Wham, what do you think here? New Orleans, Washington.
Yeah, I was just looking at this team. Is this possible? This is a trap game because why are they opening it up at 3 for the Washington, even without Bill? in this lineup. They're still like one of the best defensive teams, number one defensive rating over the last 5 games. It's only Washington here. This is a Washington smash by my opinion. I still like the Kuzma over threes. That's the way I look here, bro.
All right, we got Boston and Cleveland. Boston 3-point road favorites, 199.5 the total in this game. Kind of a weird, funky, quirky scheduling situation here because Boston just played at Cleveland Saturday and lost 91-89 in that game. And I was on Cleveland Saturday night as a slight home underdog. Now they're playing them again in Cleveland, the same building, the same team. So interesting scheduling spot. You don't see this very often, but obviously Boston really let that game get away. They had a nice start to the game. They were up by 14 at halftime, crumbled, had a terrible second half, did nothing offensively in the fourth quarter. Defensively, of course, Cleveland got hot from the field in that final quarter, paced by Darius Garland, who had 22 points, 7 of 15 from the field. And Cleveland raced the deficit at halftime to beat Boston. So a little revenge spot here for Boston. But am I rushing to lay 3 on the road with them? Nah. Total. How about this total, guys? What is this? 2001 basketball? I thought this was 2021. 199.5 the total. I mean, that's like a total from 20 years ago or something in the NBA. But obviously, 2 teams expected to play pretty solid defense here, but very low total here in this one. I'm passing this game personally. Not much to say. It is a revenge game for Boston, but I just don't trust this team one game to the next. Skee, how about you here with the Celtics and the Cavs?
Both teams probably equally as tired, in my opinion. And, them playing that same game or that game last where Boston gave it up, I just think they're going to obviously remember it and want to give some revenge, just like right away revenge. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I just feel like Boston has a shot in this one. It's not a game I'm going to play. I'm trying my hardest not to backwood it, but it's kind of a backwood game.
All right, backwood game for Skee. How about for you, Dutch? Is this another backwood?
Nah, I probably, secretly should backwood this bitch. But honestly, I like the props in this game. I like what we've seen from Dennis Schroeder coming into the starting lineup since Jaylen Brown's been out. Over the last 4 games, 20-plus, 4 straight, averaging 26.5 in that span since Brown's been out of the lineup. He's aggressive. I like it better when he's attacking, going to the hole, not exactly pulling up and trying to be a 3-point shooter. But I like Schroeder. I didn't like that last field goal attempt. I thought that was a bad play they ran against, the other night. But I think he'll continue to do what he's been doing. Over 16.5, minus 110 seems very doable to me. I like Schroeder. He's going to get the minutes. He's going to get his attempts. So 20-plus again, look for that to continue. And then Robert Williams, we hit off of this the other night. He had 16. We had it the other night before Cleveland. Then he had 16 against Cleveland as well. Went right back to the well. We're going to do it again. Over 9.5, minus 115. Went over this number the last 3 games. The coach, Idoko, however the fuck you say dude's name, has commented, went out and said, rookie coach is what we call his ass, rookie. Has said that he expects Robert Williams to just dominate the boards. He wants him going out there, dominating. I think he's doing that. And as long as he stays out of foul trouble, double-digit rebounds is easy for my guy. Last 2 meetings versus this team, he had 16 and 14, so 15, averaging against this team. I look for it to continue. We'll go over 9.5 rebounds, minus 115.
All right, Wham, what do you like here?
Yeah, I'm looking towards the Cavs. I'm not going to lie. I think they're not going to be held to 9 points in the first quarter like they were last game. It took them 7 minutes to get a point, bro, in that last game. So I think that Cavs probably going to figure it out a little bit better off early on in this spot. They have been a good first half team, not a first quarter team. A good first half team. I think the Cavs could possibly pull this off, but I haven't bet this game yet. That's the only way I'm looking.
Yeah, he's got some work to do, Ime Udoka, to look. He's making previous Celtic coaches like Brad Stevens and Doc Rivers look like Red Auerbach or look like.
Yeah, you said a lot better than me. Hey, shout out to Aaron though. Mobley's been looking real nice. I like what I see from him. And it's Daryl. I see you in the chat, bro, with the Garland. Garland's been playing lights out. He stepped up since Young Bull got that little injury. So I like what I see from Garland taking big shots.
Yeah, no doubt he is, and he's got to step up with no Sexton. Remember, still for the Cavaliers, so it's big that Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
he's averaging 19.8 points the last 5 games.
Yeah, definitely. So there's some props you look at. Garland, it's kind of like the game with Washington, right? Beal's out. Who's got to step up? Dinwiddie's the guy you think of. In this game, Sexton's out. Who's the guy you think of stepping up offensively? Probably Garland for the Cleveland Cavaliers. All right, Sacramento, Detroit. Sacramento, 4.5-point road favorites, 215 the total. I know there's probably one thing Skee Profit's not doing in this game, and that's laying 4.5 with Sacramento on the road in this game because he said that before. And to be honest with you, I like Detroit. I bet Detroit here in this spot. The Pistons are, couple games, 2 of the last 3 games they've played better. They beat Houston, beat a solid Raptors team outright on a Saturday night, 127 to 121. So a good win for the Pistons in that game. So little signs of life from the Pistons, little signs of life too from Cunningham starting to play better. Saturday night, it was a great balanced effort. Grant, Isaiah Stewart, Sadiq Bey, all had 20, 24, 16 points all together. Josh Jackson with 15 points. Killian Hayes, 13 points. That's the kind of balance you want to see from this Pistons group here. And to be honest with you, Sacramento's in free fall again under Luke Walton. What else is new? I mean, a nice little promising start. First few weeks were going all right for this team. And yeah, they got Halliburton back too. It didn't matter. They lose outright as road favorites to OKC on Friday night. I was on OKC in that game. They went outright over Sacramento. That's 0-4 straight up in ATS the last 4 games for this Sacramento team. They're back to that defense that's struggling again too. They've had some woeful performances the last few games on the defensive end of the floor. So I'm looking at Detroit here in this one plus the 4.5. Simple as that. Sacramento's struggling at the moment. Detroit's picked it up a little bit the last few games. Home dogs. Give me the Pistons here. Skee, what do you think? Kings, Pistons.
I know one thing. My bad. I know one thing. Dutch better not back with this. I know this is his favorite team, but yeah, you know what I'm not doing, Ian. I'm definitely not laying with the Kings on the road, especially after they lost 4 straight. I'll tell you though, they got the rest advantage in this game. If you do like the Kings, they've had a couple of days off while the Pistons playing their 3rd game in 4 nights. What I'm going to do in this game, I know the Pistons are terrible at defending the 3. And I have a few options on the Sacramento Kings. I could look at Buddy Hield, but you got to have like 4 and it's plus 117 or something like that. He does shoot like 10 a game, so it could definitely be him. But I think I like Halliburton a little bit more. His prop is 1.5 at minus 111. And he's gotten 2 or more his last 3 games. You know, he missed a couple games. He came back. He still had 2, and he's had 6 attempts on his last 2 games. So great shooter. I like him. I think he can make 2 tonight.
Yeah, there is no Kelly Olynyk, and that's usually a concern. And I thought for sure, and it is, they're going to miss him. But look, Isaiah Stewart, who's stepping, and he's only 20 years old. He's young, and maybe that's going to be a guy that's not going to be consistent one game to the next. So he had a great game against the Raptors, 20 points. But is he a guy that's going to bring it night in and night out? I guess tonight is the night we find out because he's obviously got to fill that spot with Kelly Olynyk not playing tonight for the Pistons. We'll see if he can. He at least gave me hope he can play well again tonight because he had a nice game in the victory against the Raptors over the weekend. Dutch, what do you like here? Sacktown, Detroit.
Yeah, real quick. Shout out to our guy Big Shaw. I see you in the chat, bro. Should be here, but I hope you're doing something, pleasurable. Yeah. Also, Terrence, you able to catch a live show? I'm good. Good to see you, my guy. Good to see you. This game, I can't back with this bitch, but like I told Skee earlier, I would be on the Kings if it was a little bit lower line. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna back Jeremy Grant. Over 20.5 points, minus 110. He's went over this number 4 out of the last 6 games, averaging 25 points per game the last 3. Last meeting, he had 30 points against these boys. Ian touched on Sacramento not playing the best defense of late. I look for Jeremy Grant to get the attempts, get the shots up, and easily get over here 20.5 points. So 25 plus pretty much I look for him. If you want to back anything for Sacramento, I would probably go back to Barnes. He's been continuously cashing, and then also Holmes on the rebound prop. Just some looks I was looking at, but Jeremy Grant official over 20.5.
All right, Jeremy Grant over 20.5 points for Dutch. Wham, how about you for this game?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's really just the disappointing from the guard play. De'Aaron Fox, particularly, he hasn't hit. He only had 3 threes over the last 5 games. Shot 18 attempts, shooting 41% from the field. Even worse from 3, 23% from 3. Just terrible out there what he's been doing, putting up out there for De'Aaron Fox. Like you said, though, Ian, this team is bad for the defending the 3 as far as Detroit. So you would think he'll get it Right, but actually they ranked dead last 40% from three is what they're giving up. They actually been below that over the last 5 games, 36.9%. They've been playing a little bit better over the last 5 games, guarding the perimeter. I do agree with Ian here. I think Pistons are probably live in this spot.
All right, next up we've got Indiana, New York. Knicks 3.5-point home favorites, 213 being the total in this game. The Knicks just up and down season so far, 7-6. It was supposed to be a bounce back game for them after losing to Milwaukee, and look, their defense is becoming a concern. 104-96 against Charlotte. They have a poor second half defensively in that game. We got to look at some of these Knicks defensive numbers, and of course, that's what was so strong for them last year. They are really having a tough time in terms of defending the three at the moment. They're giving up too much quality from three-point range. That's a problem. Pacers are actually good from the perimeter shooting. So you look at this and you think maybe a tricky matchup here for the Knicks. I'm leaning Pacers. I'm leaning over the total as well because I think the total going down is just a reaction to maybe the Knicks being this long-term under team, defensive-minded team. They have gone under in 3 straight, and the Pacers have gone under 5 of the last 6. So the trends say bet under, and I think that's maybe why this total's gone this low. But I think now that you're seeing 213, it's to the point where I think there's value to buck that move and maybe a look over this total because I don't like this perimeter D right now for the Knicks. I don't like their D in general right now. And the Pacers have picked things up, shooting the basketball, particularly on offense. You've seen them score a good amount of points the last 2 games, victories against good teams too. Philadelphia on Saturday and at Utah before that, 111-100. So, and before that, they almost beat the Nuggets, lost by 3. So this team's starting to play better ball, covering numbers as well. The Pacers 5-2 ATS their last 7 games, which is 6-2, I should say, ATS their last 7 games. So impressive stuff from the Pacers, playing better ball. I think I would look to the Indiana side here, plus 3.5 in this game, as well as the over in this one. And definitely maybe look at a couple props as well for the Pacers. Might be worth it here in this game. Skee, what do you think here, Pacers Knicks?
I probably would. I was going back and forth on this game. I was looking at the Pacers initially. My numbers tell me, obviously they've been playing better lately than the Knicks, who've lost a couple games in a row. And I know the Pacers have been good as a road dog this year, but I don't know. I just couldn't understand. Like it felt too easy. Like, why are they an underdog right now? The way that they've been playing. That's how I felt when I really liked it this morning. So I did a razor. I took a step back. I said, is this gambler's first glance? And so I look at the Knicks side and thought about some things I could like over there. They have a couple of days rest. And after how upset their coach was with them the last performance and losing to this team right here, getting blown out to them in like a couple of weeks ago or a week ago, I think that they want a little bit of bounce back / revenge. It's just my numbers don't back it. So I went to a database and I looked up situations like this Knicks team is in today, just home favorites that have lost 2 in a row versus a team that has won 2 in a row. And so it's pretty much the same situation. Like, why are they the favorite when one team's playing better than the other? And came back 135, 80-1 against the spread, 62.8% back to 2015 play on these home favorites. So I would have to take the Knicks right now, minus the 3.5. I think it's a bounce back spot.
All right,
that's what the line is telling us.
Yeah, it does. There's definitely some trepidation with where the lines moved here in this game, and that's definitely something to keep in mind here. I'd be looking at LeVert and Turner as for props with the Pacers. I'm looking at it. They're both, LeVert, I think, is going to eventually get his offense going. It could be tonight against this Knicks team, especially with their perimeter defensive struggles. And Miles Turner's someone to keep an eye on. He's been shooting the ball well, including from three-point range. So Miles Turner and Karis LeVert props definitely pique my interest for Indiana. Dutch, what do you think about this game?
Yeah, I see Vitalis with the 92%. The money's on New York. Yeah, man, this game, like, this is another one of them, like, exotic backwoods. Like, it's very tempting. Like, it's like, oh, shit, I never had that before. But I think I'm going to have to back with this motherfucker simply because the numbers tell me RJ Barrett's the play here. He's averaging 24.5 points and 6 rebounds against these guys the last 4 meetings. He's had 4 bad fucking games in a row. He's averaging 15 and 5 Over 21.5 points and rebounds, minus 105 looks very appealing to me. But from a side perspective, I don't know how you back New York. And if you're going to back New York, you better do it early. They fall apart second half. They can't fucking stop a nosebleed in that backcourt. So I'm going to have to backwood this motherfucker, my man. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? It's a big Knicks team that they were supposed to step up against Charlotte. I thought they would because I think that was my best bet on Friday. Yes, it was. It was the Knicks, and they just had a great start and they couldn't sustain it for 4 quarters, and that made me worried about where they are at the moment. But
this isn't the same team as last year. I'm coming to realize that.
Yeah, not yet anyway. And
not yet.
Changed, but so far in the first month of the season, the early returns not as good in the Big Apple. Wham, what do you like in this game?
Man, this is a clear pacer spot. I don't know what the hell we talking here, man. This is a clear pacer spot, bro. If we ain't seen one yet, they've been playing the best over the last few games, and we could just take it as the last 3 games as sample size there. They're shooting 40% from 3, 54% from the second. For twos, and about 56% from the effective field goal percentage. I think that this team is going to be able to do what they want, like we said early in the pre-shows. We didn't expect these guys to have that much defense on the backcourt, and they actually starting to show that they can't really defend on the backcourt for a game here. But this is a team that I expect them to stop the paint. I do expect the Knicks to stop the paint. They are number 3 in opponents' points in the paint. I do think that that's going to be a conflict in interest there with this team coming in at number 6 in the paint for the Indiana Pacers. I just believe that this Knicks team just probably don't have it long term here. So let's take the Pacers full game here. This is the way I'm looking, bro.
All right, we've got Orlando, Atlanta. Atlanta 10.5-point home favorites, 215 the total in this one. Boy, it really has become as simple as bet on Atlanta at home, fade them on the road. Isn't it amazing? Like they go on that road trip, they're brutal. They don't cover, they don't win any games on the road. They've returned for their first game home against the defending champion Bucks, and they just drill Milwaukee. It's just like a completely different basketball team. It's like the Atlanta Hawks at home and the Atlanta Hawks on the road are 2 totally different basketball teams, the way they play. And sure enough, it came to fruition again last night. They come back home, and all they do is win and cover in this building. So that's really, I mean, you look at Atlanta this year, again at home, they've been terrific. 4-1 straight up, 4-1 against the spread. I'm just not going against them at home, but is this the spot you want to take them? You know, you've got them on a back-to-back after the big win last night, playing Orlando, who they should, in theory, be able to roll past. We were talking about an Orlando team that's lost the last 2 games by 33 to Brooklyn and by 12 against Washington. So that doesn't bode well for the Magic going into tonight in this one. It's a pass for me, but I guess Atlanta if I had to. But after the back-to-back and the win against the Bucks, it's just going to be a lean toward Atlanta for me. By the way, keep an eye on the injuries for Atlanta. DeAndre Hunter again finds himself out. Very, very unfortunate. He's going to have wrist surgery, and this is going to be about an 8-week absence for him. Unfortunate news for the Hawks. And Bogdan Bogdanović, that right ankle is still bothering him, and he's also questionable for tonight. So this is a pass for me. I'm not betting against Atlanta at home, but I don't know if this is the spot to bet on them either. Skee, what do you think? Magic Hawks.
I'm looking really quick. If you could help me out, Ian, I was looking for Capella rebounds to see if anywhere it was under 12.5.
I will check that for you right now. We've got Clint Capella rebounds. Here we go. Clint Capella rebounds, 12.5. Yep.
All right. Yeah, I can't play it at that number. If it was 11.5, I would have loved it. But what I'm going to look to do in this game, I always say I can't take Atlanta on the road. They come home, like you said, they cover. But I can't take them here in this spot. They've been playing too many games. And they're on the back-to-back, third and fourth night too. And Orlando's been rested. Like, they have 1 day's rest before this game, but they had 2 days rest before that. And they've been playing better defense than what Atlanta's shown. So if you play defense, you can stay in the game. And you're the more rested team, I would be getting the plus 10 points in this game or whatever it is.
Yeah, they're not going to be hot garbage in every single game this year, Orlando. I know they've looked at the last 2, but remember, they also beat Utah before that at home. So they're a weird team. Every now and then, Cole Anthony gets stroking the shot. Look out. And they get Mo Bamba playing well. Wendell Carter steps up for them. Now, Jalen Suggs, a game-time decision right now for the Magic, but he's been a little bit underwhelming, to put it mildly, here in his rookie season so far. Dutch, what do you think? Orlando, Atlanta.
Yeah, Dave, thanks for joining us. Glad you're able to join us, my guy. Carlos, I see you. Boston, Nicky motherfucking Fish Tanks, my guy. Yeah, man. See, I disagree a little bit here. I think this is the Hawks spot. I mean, Ian, you touched on how well they've been at home. The Hawks are 4-9, man. They need to play some good basketball. They really do. I mean, Trae Young played out last night, showed out. Finally had a last year Trae Young game. But I'm not too. I mean, to me, Orlando's damn near auto fade, and I think Atlanta's going to take advantage of playing some pretty poor basketball of late. Get right here. I think they're going to run off about 5 in a row here at home. The schedule looks pretty light as well. I don't mind the first half -6.5. I'll go full game here. The Hawks are 21-5 ATS in their last 26 at home. 2-0-1 ATS in their last 3 meetings versus this team, winning an average margin of 14 points or more. They've won 8 straight at home versus the Eastern Conference. And the Magic, like we've touched on, they haven't been playing good basketball. They're 1-4 ATS in their last 5, 4-9 ATS on the season. This is a spot where we take advantage of getting Atlanta at home against a team that they're clearly a superior team. Like we talk about, there's levels to this. And as long as Atlanta shows up, Bogdanovich actually had a bad game last night. I expect him to bounce back. No one really even had a good game last night except for my guy, Skee's guy. Excuse me, what the fuck am I talking about? Fucking Trey. I expect Bogdanovich, all these other guys to do their thing at home. Get a little more Lulu out there. Where's motherfucking Lemon Pepper Lou at? So I think we'll get a little more from the bench here, and this will probably be a 20-point game. So drop a 10.5 is good money.
All right, Wham.
Yeah, I'm looking here at the Mo Bamba double-double, bro. I think that's a good look. He's averaging a double-double over the last 5 games. Hit that over 3 out of the last 5 games as well. Mo Bamba double-double, the best you available is at FanDuel plus 230. That's the way I will go.
All right, good stuff. Yeah, hit the like button. Everybody in the chat, 218 live viewers. Jong Lee's got it right. 212 watching, but 54 likes. Dis motherfucking respectful, as Dutch would say.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go.
Yeah, take a minute. Hit that motherfucking like button. Don't worry, we'll wait. Nah, hit that motherfucker though, for real. Share the video if you can too. All we about to do is hit him straight over the motherfucking head. Believe it.
That's right. All right, next up, we've got the Memphis Grizzlies hosting the Houston Rockets. Memphis, 11.5-point home favorites, 219.5 the total. I'm probably going to stay totally away from this game. Your options are taking Houston, who have lost their last 2 games by double digits against Portland and Phoenix, and lost as favorites to Detroit before that. So they're slumping. They've lost, they're on a brutal losing streak at this point in time, 11 straight losses for Houston. Or you can lay double digits with a Memphis team that's winless in 3, straight up in ATS, losing to Charlotte, Phoenix, and New Orleans. That's the bad loss. Losing to New Orleans, 112-101 on the weekend. Believe it or not, the Rockets, they've been really bad in terms of point spread success at home. But on the road, they pushed as a road dog against Golden State. They covered at Denver, lost by 1, a good Nuggets team. They lost by only 12 against Phoenix, barely failed to cover. And they got inside the number in both games against the Lakers on the road, covered at Dallas on the road, this Houston team. So I guess when it's all said and done, even though it's probably not a game I'm betting, I'd probably actually take the points before I lay them, believe it or not. Skee, anything here, Houston, Memphis?
I thought we were going to get a Babano back with, but I'm gonna roll with you. You said the numbers on the road, 4-2-1 against the spread. It's Memphis. I can't lay this kind of number with them. Like, they don't defend the 3 well. They don't shoot the 3 well. What exactly are they doing well besides Ja Morant? I don't know. So if Houston can, and they can possibly do it against a team who's second worst 3-point defense, they can knock down some shots. They can cover it at 11. And they've been playing better defense than Memphis lately. So like I said with the Orlando game, I would grab the double digits with the underdogs who can play some defense.
Yeah, we'll see in this one. Desmond Bane's shooting struggles are just not good the last few games. He's had a tough time shooting the basketball of late. This team, since they got Dylan Brooks back, they've yet to feel the effects from a positive standpoint with him coming back. That's an issue. Jaren Jackson's more known for solid defense, but unfortunately, other than him, The defense has gone down, and they're starting to struggle shooting the ball right now, Memphis. So there's just a ton of issues. You're right. And for me, laying 11 and a half, even against Houston, is not something I want to do. Dutch, how about you here? Grizzlies, Rockets.
Yeah, backwood this motherfucker real quick, like clear fucking backwood.
It's like a swipe. Yeah, ugly chick. Swipe left. Yeah, there you go.
Backwood. Yeah, man.
Swipe
I ain't laying
left.
11
Not
with
interested.
this.
Yeah, that's right. Wham, what do you think here? Houston, Memphis.
Yeah, this is an interesting game. I think this number probably does make sense because this team does force turnovers. They have big guards, big bodies over there for Memphis to frustrate this Houston Rockets team. So I think they could possibly cover this game. Now, I am not fucking touching this game, though, because Ja Morant did go on Twitter talking about I got to do more. And then sure enough, right behind him, the person that had fucking 4 points for the day, Jared Jackson Jr. come up like, on me, I need to. Like, man, hell yeah, you need to. You have 4 fucking rebounds, 2 fucking points or 4 points. Well, get your ass out there, do something. So I think he probably was playing a little bit better there. I'm not about to lay it, though. Like you guys said, this is a fucking backwood. Exotic as hell, though. Like my guy said.
Yeah.
He wants to hit it. He wants it.
Exactly. An exotic backwood in this one. At least a little bit more, exciting and enticing, if you will. All right, Denver and Dallas. We've got Dallas 5.5-point home favorites here, 209 the total in this one. The Nuggets, Will Barton doubtful. Of course, dealing with Michael Porter still out. So a couple injuries here for the Nuggets, and Austin Rivers as well left the last game. So we'll see if he ends up playing for Denver tonight. So a couple of injury. It looks like Rivers is good to go, but Barton's a game time decision. Michael Porter still out for the Denver Nuggets. Denver coming off a 5-game win streak for the Nuggets, 5-0 straight up, 4-1 ATS. Houston, Miami, Indiana, Atlanta, Portland. They absolutely destroyed Portland yesterday. I don't know if about you guys, but I was on Denver minus the points yesterday. It was just fade Portland on the road, and that one couldn't have been any easier yesterday, taking the Nuggets in that game. But now you got the Nuggets on the back-to-back. Now they're in Dallas, taking on a Mavericks team that they've won 4 of their last 5 games. And I know there's a couple injury concerns here for Denver, but, and the money's come in on Dallas here in this game. And I get it, with no Porter and maybe Will Barton sidelined, which means they're going to have to find other players to fill that void. The Denver Nuggets tonight going into this game, that's concerning. But still, I would look toward Denver. Be patient. There's no rush to bet it. It's gone up from Dallas -4 to -5.5. So if you like Denver and you're leaning that way like I am, just wait, see if the line continues to trickle up even more. If not, I'll just take the 5.5 where it is right now. What do you like here, Skee, with the Nuggets and Mavericks?
This game is pretty much the same as the Pacers game for me. Like, I looked at this game, and why would Denver be the underdog? Because they're tired as hell. They've been playing every single night almost, and they're on a back-to-back right now. Everybody's questionable game time decision versus a Dallas team who had 2 days off and is at the house. Dallas, when I think about them, yeah, they're not that good in general. They have an 8-4 record. They're just not covering numbers. But against a tired team, a hurt team, they can win at home. So if I'm playing this one, it's Dallas.
All right, leaning toward Dallas. Yeah, definitely a spot advantage. You look at it. You're right. When you look at the Nuggets schedule, November 14 was last night, and then they played Friday, they played Wednesday, they played Monday, Saturday, Thursday the week before. And then they had a back-to-back right before. So they have not had many days off if you go all the way back to the last week of October. So it has been a grind of a schedule for Denver. Does it catch up to them tonight? We'll have to wait and see, but I think the betting markets kind of think it might as to why the Dallas Mavericks have taken money here. Dutch, what do you think?
Yeah, well, Joker, he had an extra day off, so that's very important. The best player on the motherfucking court did have an extra day off. But I don't like that Barton's out. I really like Denver here in this spot, especially early here. But now that the Barton news came out, I have other action, so I'll probably stay off this game. But the Nugs are 4-0 ATS in their last 4 first halves, 4-1 ATS in their last 5, playing good basketball. Shooting. Now, they did play earlier this year, and they shot 50%, out-rebounded them by 15. Only had 14 assists and 19 turnovers in that game. Shot 30% from 3 and still beat the Mavericks by 30. I would only look Denver here in Denver early. The Mavs are 2-4 ATS in their last 6 first half, 2-4 ATS at home, and 3-7 ATS in their last 10. Now, the one thing about Dallas to me is they beat teams that they should beat. They've lost the 4 teams that they've played that I think are above average, and we'll exclude Atlanta from there, which they did lose. But Utah, Denver, and Miami, all 3 losses. Their best win on the season is against the Boston Celtics. So, I don't think Dallas is very good here. Might be a spot here, especially with Barton out, Michael Porter Jr., of course, being out as well. But and if you're worried about Denver being tired, definitely look first half. +3 is very appealing to me. The Barton, though, might keep me off.
All right, Wham, what do you like here, Nuggets, Mavs?
Yeah, I think I was thinking the same way Dutch said earlier, that as soon as the Will Barton news came out, I was just like, maybe I shouldn't just bet this Denver team. That's the way I was leaning early on. All the numbers is pointing in that direction. It's just too many uncertainty there. It's backwood for sure for me. I'll stay away.
All right, we have Phoenix and Minnesota. Suns 4-point road favorites in Mini. We've got 222.5 being the total here in this one. The Phoenix Suns, boy, they are a freight train right now, and they're not one I'm interested going against at the moment. 8 straight wins, covered in 7 of those 8 games. Now, you could argue about the strength of schedule, a lot of weaklings, a lot of cupcakes during this win streak. Houston, New Orleans, Sacramento, Houston again. Memphis on the road, I guess, was a solid win. Portland at home was a solid win, but Portland stinks on the road. So they haven't played a ton of great competition, but I don't know if you could say they're playing great competition here either. Minnesota's having a really rough time of it. They've only won once in their last 8 games, 1-7 straight up, 1-7 against the spread. They're coming back home for the first game off a 4-game road trip, which ended badly with a blowout loss to the Clippers. And you look at their schedule, they've played every other day since October 30th, November 1st, November 3rd, November 5th, November 8th, 10th, 12th, 13th. This is going to be for the Timberwolves, their 9th game in less than 2 weeks. That's a lot of basketball. That's like 9 games in about a 14-day time period. That's a lot for this team. They've played 9 and 16 days. That's still a lot. They've played a lot of basketball, lots of travel back home, and Phoenix is red hot. So I totally understand why the Suns are taking money in this game. It's the only side I would probably have to go with here. What do you think, Skee? Suns, Wolves?
Yeah, the spread is too small to look any other way than the Suns. They've won 8 games in a row. I think they're another team that's probably really tired, but Timberwolves have been playing a lot of games too, and it's their first game back at the house after a long road trip. So I would still probably lean towards the Suns, but just with how tired they are, I'm going to pass.
Yeah, definitely. They've had a gauntlet too. They've played a lot of games, and they're on a back-to-back because they played in Houston last night. But the good news with that game is with them winning 115-89. It looks like Ayton's a game-time decision again.
Yeah.
Is that McGee 24 minutes, Bridges 30, Crowder 23, Devin Booker 31 minutes, CP3 29 minutes. Monty Williams got to really manage that bench because it was just such a lopsided blowout. So he's going to keep a lot of his starters at least fresher than maybe they otherwise would be on the second night of back-to-backs because it was such a blowout against the Rockets last night. Dutch, what do you think here, Phoenix, Minnesota?
Yeah, Phoenix playing great ball, and they're just a deeper team right now. They got Cameron Payne coming back, playing good ball now. He's been actually playing really good the last couple of games. Cameron Johnson, you touched on McGee. He had 19 and 14 last night, just playing his role. A big man that's just going to come in and play his role. He's no DeAndre Ayton, but he's playing his role. When you got a point guard, captain like CP3, he makes everybody better. And, JaVale McGee is good at simple things that he does, so I expect for that to continue. You got Bridges, you got Crowder. Book is just playing lights out right now. This team is just better. They have Shamet coming off the bench as well. I think they're deep, man. I just think that the Phoenix is way too much for Minnesota right now. Now they've also played well in this meetings. They're 4-0-1 ATS in their last 5 in Minnesota. 4-1 ATS in their last 5 meetings overall. And now the Suns are 4-1 ATS in their last 5 on the road. 7-0 ATS in their last 7 games. I'm not stepping in that. I'm going to actually ride that train. I like the -3.5. Don't like anything I see from Minnesota. 1-6 ATS at home. 0-6 ATS in their last 6 at home. Clear Phoenix Suns spot here.
All right, Trot Wham.
Exactly what I was going to say. Clear Phoenix Suns spot here, man. Ever since they played the Cavs, that's how this started. That's how this streak started. They played really well against the Cavs, and it started off there. That was the toughest, I believe, down low that they seen. Now, if they see Aiden tonight, it might be, if they got Aiden back, it'd even be a little bit better on them because they got Cat. They're going against Cat today, and I would expect him to do his due if Aiden is not in there. But if Aiden is in there, this three for sure gonna go up. So I definitely would say take the Suns now, which I did already before we cut here. 3.5 is where I would go for sure. Easy.
All right, Miami, Oklahoma City. We've got Miami 9-point road favorites, 207 the total. I actually was prisoner of my recent success backing the Thunder. The few games in a row we've been betting the Thunder and winning, and I took them again last night against Brooklyn, and bad decision. They just were never in that game. They got blown out 120-96 against the Nets. So I'm a little bit gun shy to come back to Oklahoma City because we're starting to see against a really good team, they can tend to struggle. Miami, those played a lot of basketball, and they've played a little bit more up and down lately. You look at their schedule since November 2nd, since really October 29th. They've gone, traveling in between almost every game. They had a 2-game homestand, Boston, Utah, and then they've gone on the road now for 4 straight. This will be their 5th straight on the road. They come back home Wednesday night, host the Pelicans. So it's the end of this road trip for Miami. It's definitely not a great heat spot. Jimmy Butler might be back tonight after missing the last couple of games. He's a game-time decision. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Adebayo looks like he's going to play with the knee injury, but probable and upgraded to probable for tonight in this one. Thunder are scrappy. I don't really have a strong take. I don't want to lay 9 with Miami. I don't know if I trust OKC against one of the better teams in the league. They couldn't step up in class last night, so I might pass on the side. I might look at Lou Dort over points, though. He stepped it up. He's starting to score. He had a really, really rough time scoring early in the year for the Thunder, but he's starting to really heat up. You've scored 27, 22, 20 points for the Thunder in the last 3 games, and all he's got to do here is get to 15, and he cashes that prop. So I'm going to go with that. Lou Dort over 14.5 points for OKC in this game. Skee Profit, what do you like here? Heat Thunder.
It's simple for me, but it's 3 games on this slate that I really think all the high dogs I really think have a chance to cover in these games. I mean, Miami, like I said before, I think on this show, they haven't even had a winning record, bro, the last 7 years on the road. And they may not have Jimmy Butler. I think Bam is likely to play, but no Jimmy Butler. I'm not rolling with Miami. And it's on the road, especially to win by 10. That's ludicrous to me. I get it. OKC's on a back-to-back. They've been playing a few games lately, but it's just certain things I don't go against. And taking Heat -10 on the road injured, that's something I'm not betting. So it'll be OKC or nothing.
All right, OKC or nothing for Skee. Like I say, I think that I could see them sneaking inside this number for as much as I love Miami. And they're coming off a big win against Utah as well on the road where they were shorthanded. They still got it done, and they're at the end of this road trip. There's just too many negative factors to me that bother me for Miami here tonight. Dutch, what do you think here? Heat Thunder.
Yeah, Carlos said it, man. Backwood, this motherfucker. Clear backwood. Yeah, right. Man.
Trot wham.
There we go.
Yeah, I would say I would agree. This is a good defense that we've been seeing from the OKC, man. They're holding opponents to 41% shooting in the last 5 games, man. Number 2 in the league in that category there. They've been playing really good defense, and if this shot isn't falling for Miami, man, like my guy Skee just pointed out, these guys they can fucking fall off here. I could think they have a shot here of covering this number at 9.5, 9.5. For OKC. I think that's good look right there. I haven't bet it yet, but that's the way I would look if I was.
All right, next up, Toronto Raptors, Portland Trail Blazers. Portland 2-point home favorites, 211.5 the total in this game. Portland's back at the house here, 5-1, but that was a long road trip for them. Not long, but 4 games, 4 tough games. Clippers, Phoenix, Denver. Well, Houston wasn't, but other than that, 4 tough games. They lost 3 of them against the Clippers, the Suns, the Nuggets. They're back home, and it's a back-to-back spot for Portland as well. They played last night against Denver, got drilled 124-95. So not only off a road trip, but back-to-back. games as well coming home off that road trip. Toronto does have a little rest advantage. They played Saturday, lost to Detroit 127-121. But again, Raptors were road favorites. And we know we don't really want to lay points with Toronto. But do we want to take points with Toronto sometimes? Yes, we do. Remember, they beat Philadelphia outright as road underdogs. Before that, they beat Washington outright as road underdogs, beat the Knicks outright as road underdogs, beat Indiana outright as road underdogs. The only time they didn't was Boston, but the Celtics were in revenge for getting whipped by the Raptors early in the year, and I think that they really wanted that one. That's the only time that the Raptors have really failed in this road underdog role. I would be Raptors or nothing for me. Now, the concern is there's some injuries to deal with for Toronto tonight. Fred VanVleet, game time decision, and that's enormous. He's such a big offensive catalyst for them, averaging 20 per game. Groin injury may or may not play in this one. So that's a concern. Precious Achiuwa as well, a game time decision for the Raptors. On the other side, you got Dame Lillard right now questionable for tonight as well. Abdominal issue for him. So keep that in mind. I still lean Raptors. And you know what prop I like here in this game? This is the obvious bet. You know I like looking at these kind of props in games like this. You got the guy that's playing his former team. You could even say that about Norm Powell for the Blazers as well against the Raptors. You could look over, but I like Gary Trent Jr. for the Raptors against his former team. Again, you get that extra, hey, I want to show them what they're missing out on here. We want to play well and show chip on the shoulder type of deal when you play your old team. I think you'll get that from both of those guys, Powell for the Blazers, Gary Trent Jr. for the Raptors. So I like props involving both of them over their point totals. Norman Powell 17.5, Gary Trent 15.5. I think I like both of those props tonight over. Skee, what do you think here? Raptors, Blazers.
Yeah, you would expect those guys to have a good game. Lillard, he's looked like doesn't want to be there. That's just what I'll say. And I mean, the team as a whole, you would have expected them to come to play versus team who put them out in the playoffs, or you know what I'm saying. So, I mean, every other team has. You talk about playoff revenge. It's been doing really well this year. You see Atlanta beating down on Milwaukee yesterday. So to see them give no effort, that's a red flag for me for Portland. And it's your third game in 4 nights. Toronto, they've been better offensively. I think they'll be fine on the boards. I do want the big man in. I know he's game time decision. I want VanVleet in too. If you get those two guys, it's a Raptor spot for sure.
Yeah, they've been better on the road, the Raptors. And that's shocking because they're finally home, at the house, back home in Canada, at home in Toronto for their home games for the first time in like a year and a half since the pandemic started. And they're 2-6 at home, but they're 5-1 on the road, the Raptors. So they've actually played better. They've gotten so used to playing outside of Toronto. Now they don't know how to play in Toronto right now, this Raptors team. Dutch, what do you think here? Raptors, Blazers.
Yeah, shout out to my guy, Star Child. I see you. Also, the Hood, great follow on Twitter. Has been killing the NBA this season. Follow him if you don't. Yeah, man. This simply because of the question marks. I wanted to get VanVleet over 2.5 threes, but I believe he. I don't know if I should even back it if that groin's out. He's went over this number an amazing amount of times, like 6 out of the last 7, I believe, averaging. Last 11 games, he's averaging 3 threes a game. So VanVleet, easy money. It probably would be like it was 150, 120 last, but I don't know if we'll be able to get him in there. So with the questions mark with Damian Lillard, I could only look Toronto realistically, but yeah, I'm gonna have to backwood this motherfucker. No money on it. No plays. Backwood this bitch.
Yeah, and if you're the Raptors too, you got Utah. You got Golden State. I believe you're going to play the LA teams at the end of this road trip. So you got some tough games coming up. So this is the one you think you might be able to win. So important game for the Raptors, or else this could be a tough road trip because they got some tough games coming up. Wham, what do you think here? Raptors, Blazers. You're muted.
My apologies, you guys. Damn, pass it on there. But yes, I believe that the Raptors are live here. I since this is the fifth, I'm sorry, not the fifth game, but this is the game that they're coming home after a long road trip for the Portland Trailblazers. Possibly no Dame here, and I do want to see if VanVleet is in here before I pull the trigger. But this is probably going to be a Raptors play for me. I do like Scotty Barnes' points here as well. Especially if Precious Achiuwa is out. I think he could get more putbacks and stuff like that because he has to stay down low, long wingspan type of guy. I do like his points over here today, but I haven't bet anything on this game, but it would be the Raptors, if anything.
All right, next up, final game. It's a good one. Chicago Bulls, LA Lakers. Bulls 1-point road favorites at Staples, 216.5 the total. Now, this is a back-to-back for the Bulls as well. A lot of teams on back-to-back here tonight, but it's not the same back-to-back because they're still in LA. They're playing in the same building. They don't have to travel. They sleep in the same hotel, and they beat the Clippers 190. I was on Chicago last night getting the points, so good result there. I'm tempted to come back to Chicago tonight, but it is second of back-to-back games, and the Lakers have had this funny way lately. They beat Miami, a pretty good basketball team. They show up for these games where they're interested, even without LeBron James. We've seen them find a way to get it done. I think it's going to be difficult. Bulls are playing good ball, 9-4. It was a good win for them last night as well, and it looks like Kobe White is going to be available for the Chicago Bulls as well, which would be massive. It's a guy that has been a big part of that offense for sure. And it's a guy that, when you look at it, he hasn't played yet this year, looking to come back tonight potentially for the Bulls. So it'd be a good reemergence to the lineup. No Nikola Vucevic, though, unfortunately, for the Bulls tonight. Looks like he's going to be out once again. So you worry about that this could be a night for if AD plays, and it looks like he will. They always have him listed as game time decisions. You shouldn't really fall for that trap. He'll play tonight. It could be a night where he really does some damage in the paint area. So maybe it's an AD points and rebounds kind of night. I lean Bulls, but I'm probably going to stay off. What do you think, Skee? Bulls, Lakers?
It's funny. I was looking in the chat and I see I have the responsibility for all Laker fans. They say, Skee, tell them Lakers. But I got to look at this game, try to find the best spot to make some money. And I think if you do like the Lakers, I think the money is in the first half. Chicago, all year long, I feel like they play a slow first half maybe, and then the second half is when they're for real strong, and the Lakers are the opposite. Like, they'll play a good first half and then come out the third quarter lost. I know they played a good third quarter in the last game, but I just want to count on what I've seen so far, and that's the Lakers early. I know one thing, they got an advantage down low. There's still no Vucevic over there for Chicago. They don't really have much rim protection. If Anthony Davis come to play like he's been playing lately, he's going to have success. I can see the other big man having success as well. And so I like that for the Lakers. And the last thing I like for the Lakers is last game, THT came back and he looked damn good. You know what I'm saying? We don't got to rely on Westbrook at the end of the game to be the playmaker. We can have THT making better decisions. So I like that for the Lakers. And as far as the total, Kobe White, like you said, Ian, coming back is a big deal as far as scoring off the Bulls bench. And the lack of Vucevic, I already talked about the lack of defense, and he hasn't been doing very much offensively either. So they probably play smaller, faster, and score more. I know it didn't happen last night. I had the over, but I'm a believer, especially versus the Lakers team who plays with pace. So it'll be Lakers first half, and it'll be over.
I like that over. Because Lakers are playing fast. I think Bulls, especially their defense, could suffer on the second night of back-to-backs. And I like AD over 36.5 points and rebounds. He's gone over that number, points and rebounds, 3 of the last 4 games, and he probably has a good matchup to get over that number tonight as well. Dutch, what do you think here?
Yeah, shout out to our guy Mills. I believe he's liking Cunningham, the rookie over there, over points for Detroit. I see you, Maxwell. Smart. Appreciate you joining us. Be sure to tune into their show right after this at 2 p.m. Pacific time. Get that college hoop money. Yeah, man. This game, man, I don't know. I think one thing I know for sure is Skee gonna have to unbutton that top button by the time this game starts. Yeah, man. But when it comes to this game, I have to. There ain't no way. There ain't no way I'm taking the Lakers. But I would bet AD here. He had 22 last game, or he killed it last night. But on Friday, he had 22 for the freshest look. Didn't play in the fourth, did a blowout. So it was kind of salty, but over 26.5 seems fucking pretty easy. These boys started Alex Caruso at the 4 last night.
Hey, don't disrespect.
Oh, come on, man. Come on. Hey, Alex Caruso is a solid bench player. He's a nice guy to bring off the bench. But if he's in your starting lineup, you're in trouble. If he's your starting 4, you're in big fucking trouble. So, I would only look the Lakers here, to be honest with you. But, you know what I say, Lakers burn money, so I'm not going to do that. But I probably will be at the end of the day at the window with AD over 26.5. It was like -105 too. I see 30 plus out of him easy.
All right, Trot Wham, what do you like?
Now, when I came in here last time and I told y'all about the Russell Westbrook over threes, I seen the chat. Y'all was talking all that shit. Well, since then, it hit last three times.
Hey.
I'm going back to it, baby. He going to be open now that THT got the ball, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're going to try to collapse on THT. I think he could continue to do this. Surprisingly enough, he's shooting 38%, you know what I'm saying, over the last 6 games. So that's kind of 7 games, I'm sorry. But I would say this, though. The Lakers is probably this play here. I am probably going to have my money tied in with the Lakers to win this game. But I'm not going to give it out because this is definitely a homer pick. I think that we're going to slap it into the mouths of our young children and Caruso and Lonzo. Let them know that we wish them on in their endeavors. But it's our time to shine here. Lakers here. THT back. 20-point game from him. And AD explodes, like my guy says. Caruso guard AD, bro. Come on now. If that's not the freshest look, bro, I don't want to hear nothing else from that, bro.
Yeah, man.
And no Patrick Williams still either for the Chicago Bulls as well. All right, we're almost out of time. We got to get to best bets. Just in one word, over, under, Rams, 49ers, Monday Night Football. For me, Rams. That's what I like. Skee?
Backwood.
Or you could say backwood if you hate the game. Yeah, Dutch.
Yeah, keep that shit up for me. Backwood that motherfucker.
Fire that shit up.
Yeah.
Wham too. All right. I'm the only one with some kind of opinion on that game. I like the Rams. I don't trust the 49ers. All right, great stuff with Skee, with Dutch, with Wham. 288 live viewers. Hit the like button. Net Profit College Basketball with Connor and Max coming up. We'll get to best bets and freshest look in just a second. But first, messages from Manscaped and Southtown 101. All right, Southtown 101. When you're in San Antonio, Texas, stop in for great food, drinks, live music, DJs, karaoke. Great spot to be, Southtown 101. Manscaped promo code PubSports, 20% off your purchase using that promo code. Lawnmower 4.0 and any Manscaped product. Get 20% off with promo code PubSports and mybookie.ag. Promo code PubSports. Sign up. All the sports are going at once. Bitcoin accepted currency for your deposit. mybookie.ag. Promo code PubSports. All right, it is time to wrap it up. Best bets. We've got the college basketball show right after us, so stay tuned right here on Pub Sports Radio. Skee, we'll start with you. Best bet.
Best bet. I didn't tell you guys this, so I'm just going to use this as my best bet. Why would Denver be an underdog, right? That's what I said. They won 5 games in a row, and they have. Why would they? I looked it up just now and give me the dog. Those teams who won 5 in a row on a back-to-back as a road dog, since 2015, they're 9-33 straight up. They're 16-25 against the spread, 39%. It says fade the Nuggets, play the Mavericks.
There you go. That's his best bet. Dallas -5.5 against Denver. Best bet for Skee. Dutch, freshest look.
All that great numbers, and he still almost had it right. Fade the Maverick. Freshest look, we're going to motherfucking Minnesota. All right, and fuck the cold, fuck the rain, fuck the snow. It's going to be sunny as a motherfucker. Phoenix Suns -3, -3.5, -4, whatever you can get. Easy money, 15-point win. Suns handle business. Believe it.
Phoenix Suns -4. Freshest look for Dutch. Wham, best bet.
Muted, bro.
Damn, of course I am. All right, I'll just make sure. All right, so that was going to be mine right there, the Phoenix Suns. But obviously, I'm just going to give you my whole card. I like the Mo Bamba double-double plus 240 available at FanDuel, plus 230 is where I got it at. And then also, I like the Russell Westbrook over 1.5 threes, and then also Phoenix. So I take all 3 of those, bros. Equally best for me.
There we go. All right. Good stuff there. Mo Bamba. Da-na-na-na-na. Liking a little Mo Bamba tonight. Good stuff. All right. My best bet. I'm going to go props tonight. Player prop for a best bet tonight. Spencer Dinwiddie, Washington Wizards, over 19.5 points. No Beal. He's going to shoot more. He's shooting the ball better lately. I think he can get to 20 points. Sprinkle on Dinwiddie double-double as well. Plus 360. He's had a double-double in back-to-back games. That's well worth a bet in my mind tonight. So Spencer Dinwiddie over 19.5 points for my best bet for this Monday NBA card. And that'll wrap up this edition of the Pub Hub NBA. We're out of here. We've got Connor and Max. Net Profit College Basketball coming up next. We appreciate you guys tuning in, so stay tuned for that. It's coming right up here on Pub Sports Radio for Skee, Dutch, and Wham. I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Monday night. Enjoy the games and good luck. We'll see you tomorrow on Tuesday, right here on the NBA Pub Hub on Pub Sports Radio. Dutch, take us home.
Yeah, man. Salute to the chat, the real ones. Yo, we went in and we're coming out with the motherfucking bag. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you have not, comment below. Let us know your best bets and what you smoking on. Yeah, man. Stay fresh, stay blessed. Let's start putting these motherfucking bookies to rest.